right, hey everyone, time for another Channel Futures Fast Chat. Really excited today to be talking to Justin Gilbert. Justin is Senior Director of MSP Channel Development with OpenText's Security Solutions. Justin, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Craig. How about yourself?
Doing very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us on this Fast Chat. Be eager to learn a little bit more about how all of these integrations are going within OpenText. Of course, we've got Carbonite and WebRoot, which our audience is very well familiar with. Now we've got Zix AppRiver coming in. I know you came over from that side of the business. Talk a little bit about how all that's working and how partners are impacted by that.
Sure. Yeah. So, as you can imagine, it's pretty early days, right? The Zix AppRiver was just introduced into the OpenText Security Solutions family of brands about 2.5 months ago. So it's still fairly early, but, the planning is already starting for our partner community. And, if you think about it from, in terms of, really what we can offer, and, that paints a pretty good picture on where we're going. I mean, we're trying to be a consolidated vendor for our partner community, a place where security solutions, backup solutions, that resiliency and recovery suite of solutions, in addition to preventative solutions, on the endpoint filters as well as the email filters, all wrap around what AppRiver has become known for, which is the Microsoft 365 component. And so, it's still early days of planning, but, I think partners can already look forward to that in the future, seeing that all underneath, one portal, having, one set of APIs, which of course gives our partners fewer billing issues, fewer help desks to call into, and just a more uniform experience.
Yeah, so let's get into that a little bit more.
Sure.
A few moments ago, before we started recording, you talked about how this gives partners, MSPs, sort of a little bit of a different perspective than maybe some of the companies out there. Can you get into that a little more?
Yeah, sure. So, when you look at what some of our competitors, some companies like Tech Data, Synex, Ingram, even Pax8, those are prototypical distributors, right? And they're purchasing them from other companies, and they're integrating into their own brand or into their own portals, and they're providing that standard distribution model. That's a really successful model, and there's tons of partners where that resonates with them. But there's quite a few partners that want a higher touch support model, higher touch channel marketing effort that gets invested into the partner community. And they want better sales support. They want better marketing support in general. But if you're a vendor like AppRiver was, where you only have a small number of solutions prior to Zix acquiring AppRiver a couple of years ago, that's not as attractive, right? Because you still need, the average MSP has something like 10 plus vendors. And so, you're still only addressing a small number of solutions that partner needs. With AppRiver and Zix now being part of Carbonite and WebRoot, as well as a myriad of other solutions that OpenText has acquired over the years, we now have the ability. We're on the cusp of having the ability to be able to provide that distribution sort of, wide range of solutions, while still having it all in one portal and with one help desk, and all having it, be our IP, so we can control the development cycles. We're not relying on someone else to develop that. Having said all of that, though, we have, as part of the WebRoot Carbonite family, we have lots of partners of ours that choose to purchase their services through the RMM. And we want to make sure that, when we build out our platform, that we are not just forcing partners to go where we need them to go, but that we're going where the partner needs to go. And that means that if the partner needs to purchase through an RMM, we want to make that available to them. And so we're definitely, still going down that path. We still have lots of partners who are very happy with that method of purchase, and we don't want to disrupt that model.
All right, that sounds great, Justin. I wanted to ask you, I've been hearing a lot about this new commerce experience from Microsoft, and I understand you guys have a pretty big play there, and you want to discuss that. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing of new commerce experience, as you can imagine. So it's it seems like we started conversations with Microsoft. Our team started conversations with Microsoft back in March of last year. We were part of a very small team of vendors that were helping Microsoft to try to plan for this motion that they had. And the things we're hearing from partners at this stage of the game is a little bit of frustration, a little bit of trepidation, because there's a lot of administrative work that is going to be required of partners. But what we have been helping our partners in terms of overcoming that is to not just kind of navigate all of the changes, but to really come out ahead. There are definitely administrative things they have to worry about this year in terms of different types of license agreements, new types of terms they have to contend with. But there's also ways for partners to make more money in 2023 than they make right now. But what those partners need is they need someone to be able to help them with, training, enablement, and more importantly, they need the technology in place to help them with that rollout, because this is there's a lot of moving pieces to new commerce experience. And so that's what we've been doing for our partners, is really helping them around the training, enablement, technology. We've been doing one-on-one calls with every single one of our partners to make sure that they're prepared for this. And any sort of changes that come down the pipe, we're trying to make sure they're aware of. In fact, Microsoft made a recent change. This is being recorded in the early part of March. And there was a recent change where they postponed one of the dates. And so we immediately reached out to all of our partners to let them know so they could be prepared for that. So yeah, I think, when you look back in 2 years, you're going to see an MSP community that's on the other side of this, of course, but you're going to see an MSP community that's actually making not just more revenue, but more margin off of the Microsoft 365 platform than they are today.
Justin, good stuff. Always good to catch up with OpenText and the various brands. Thanks so much for joining us for this Fast Chat.
Yeah, thanks so much.